The blistering sun beat down on my back as I trudged through the dusty trails of Wyoming's Bighorn Basin, my boots kicking up clouds of red earth with every weary step. I'd come here to escape the suffocating grind of city life in Seattle, seeking solitude in the vast, unforgiving wilderness. But after hours of hiking with a dwindling water supply, I realized I was lost, truly, hopelessly lost. That's when I heard the rhythmic clip-clop of hooves, and a shadow fell over me. A cowboy on a chestnut horse reined in, his voice cutting through the silence like a lifeline. "Looks like you could use a ride, stranger." I hesitated, squinting up at him against the glare. He was broad-shouldered, with sun-kissed skin and a worn Stetson hat casting a shadow over piercing blue eyes that seemed to hold the endless sky. His name was Jake Harlan, a third-generation rancher from a nearby spread, and he didn't wait for my protest before swinging down and offering me the saddle. "Name's Jake. Hop on. Valley's no place to wander alone." Gratitude overrode my urban wariness, and as I climbed up behind him, gripping his waist for balance, the horse's steady gait carried us forward. The landscape unfolded like a painting, jagged canyons giving way to rolling hills dotted with grazing cattle. Jake talked easily about the land, his family's history tied to it since the homestead days, while I shared snippets of my tech job, the burnout that drove me here. There was an immediate spark, not just in conversation but in the way our worlds collided. Mine polished and progressive, his rooted in tradition. As we reached his ranch by late afternoon, the sprawling Harlan homestead came into view. A weathered wooden house flanked by barns and corrals, the air thick with the scent of hay and horses. Jake's mother, Eleanor, greeted us with a warm but scrutinizing smile, her apron dusted with flour from baking. "Brought home a stray, did ya?" she teased, but her eyes lingered on me a beat too long. Over a hearty dinner of steak and potatoes, I met the rest. Jake's stern father, Tom, who spoke of hard work and family legacy, and his younger sister, Mia, a sharp-witted teen with dreams of college. They were kind, but I sensed the undercurrents, their deep-rooted conservative values, evident in the cross on the wall and casual mentions of church. Jake, though, was different. He stole glances at me across the table, his laugh genuine when I joked about city folks fearing cows. That night, bunked in the guest room, sleep evaded me. The quiet was profound, broken only by distant coyote howls. I replayed the day. Jake's easy confidence, the way his hand brushed mine when passing the reins. Was it just hospitality, or something more? Morning brought clarity or confusion. Jake invited me to stay a few days, help with chores to earn my keep. I agreed, drawn by the novelty and, admittedly, by him. We spent hours riding fences, mending barbed wire under the relentless sun. He taught me to lasso, his patience endless as I fumbled. In those moments, barriers fell. He confessed the isolation of ranch life, how he dreamed of seeing the world but felt chained by duty. I opened up about my own chains, the pressure to conform in a corporate world that valued output over soul. Tensions simmered subtly at first. Tom grumbled about city boys not understanding real work, his comments laced with a disdain for anything urban. Eleanor, more perceptive, watched Jake and me with growing concern, her questions probing, "You got a girl back home, Alex?" I dodged, my heart racing. I come out years ago in Seattle, surrounded by acceptance, but here, the air felt thicker. Jake and I shared stolen conversations by the campfire, flames dancing in his eyes as he spoke of his fears. Disappointing his family, losing the ranch to debt. One evening, as stars blanketed the sky, he admitted, "Sometimes I wonder if there's more out there for me." Our hands touched, lingering, and in that electric pause, I knew. This wasn't just friendship, but reality intruded. Mia, overhearing a late-night talk, confronted us playfully at first, then seriously. "You too. It's obvious." But Dad would flip. Her words hung like a storm cloud. Jake pulled away slightly after that, his warmth tempered by caution. I felt the pull of my old life calling, emails piling up, friends texting about my adventure. Yet leaving meant abandoning this fragile connection. As days blurred, A minor crisis hit. A storm flooded the lower pastures, stranding cattle. We worked side by side in the rain, Jake's determination inspiring. In the aftermath, soaked and exhausted, he turned to me. "Thanks for sticking around. Means a lot." His voice cracked, revealing vulnerability I'd only glimpsed. The ranch's annual community barbecue amplified the divide. Neighbors gathered, swapping stories of hard times and politics. Overheard slurs about "those liberals in the cities" made my skin crawl. When a grizzled old-timer joked about keeping things traditional, Jake laughed it off, but his eyes met mine apologetically. That night, alone in the barn, emotions boiled over. "How do you live like this?" I whispered. Jake sighed. "It's home, but with you here, feels different." Our foreheads touched in a moment of raw honesty. No words needed. Yet doubt crept in. Was this sustainable or just a fleeting escape? As weeks turned into a tentative routine, the ranch became my temporary haven, but cracks in the facade widened. Jake and I navigated our growing bond carefully, stolen glances evolving into quiet confessions under the vast Wyoming sky. One crisp morning, while checking on newborn calves, he shared a painful memory. His high school crush on a teammate, buried deep to avoid scandal in their small town. "Folks here don't talk about it," he said, voice low. "They pretend it doesn't exist." I nodded, recounting my own coming-out story. Supportive friends, but the lingering ache of judgment from distant relatives. Our shared vulnerabilities forged a deeper connection, but with it came fear. Tom's suspicions mounted. He assigned us separate chores more often, his gruff commands masking unease. "Don't need distractions," he'd mutter. Eleanor, ever the mediator, baked extra pies, her way of smoothing tensions, but her worried glances spoke volumes. Mia, our unlikely ally, covered for us during evening rides, whispering encouragements like, "You deserve happiness, Jake." Yet the outside world pressed in. News from Seattle filtered through spotty cell service. A promotion offer at work, urging my return. I ignored it at first, lost in the rhythm of ranch life. The satisfaction of a day's hard labor, the thrill of Jake's smile after a successful roundup. Conflict erupted during a town hall meeting in nearby Cody. The agenda: a proposed LGBTQ+ rights bill in the state legislature. Jake drove us there, curiosity piquing his interest after our talks. The room buzzed with heated debates, supporters arguing for equality, opponents decrying moral decay. Tom, a vocal participant, stood up. "This ain't about hate. It's about tradition. Families like mine built this country on values." His words stung, especially when eyes turned to us. Jake remained silent, his hand clenching mine under the table. On the drive home, silence reigned until I broke it. "You agree with him?" Jake's knuckles whitened on the wheel. "No, but he's my dad. What am I supposed to do?" That night, arguments flared at dinner. Mia defended the bill passionately, citing online friends' stories. Tom dismissed her as brainwashed by the internet. When I chimed in mildly, supporting inclusivity, Tom's face reddened. "You city folks come here thinking you know better. This is our way." Jake tried mediating, but his voice wavered, torn between loyalty and truth. Later, in the privacy of the hayloft, he broke down. "I can't lose them, Alex, but I can't lose you either." Our embrace was desperate, a silent vow amid the chaos. Yet the incident sowed seeds of doubt. Could love bridge such divides? External pressures compounded. Jake's ex-girlfriend, Sarah, returned from college, stirring old rumors. She visited the ranch, her presence a reminder of Jake's past attempts at normalcy. "We were good together," she said over coffee, eyes on him. Jealousy gnawed at me, but more so the realization. Jake had hidden parts of himself for years. He reassured me later. That was before I knew what I wanted. But Sarah's subtle digs, "Jake's always been the family man," highlighted societal expectations. The town whispered, glances turning suspicious during supply runs. A turning point came during a cattle drive to higher pastures. Miles from home, just Jake and me, the isolation allowed honesty. We camped by a stream. Stars are only witnesses. I love you, he said suddenly, the words hanging in the cool air. My heart soared. I echoed them back. For a brief moment, the world felt right. But dawn brought reality. A call from Tom about a bank loan denial, threatening the ranch. We need to focus, Jake said, pulling away emotionally. Guilt weighed on him. Was our relationship a distraction from saving his heritage? Back at the homestead, Mia confided in me. Dad's talking about selling if things don't improve. Jake blames himself. Her eyes pleaded. Help him see he doesn't have to choose. I tried, but Jake's walls rose higher. One evening, overhearing Tom praise a neighbor's traditional son, Jake snapped internally. He confronted me. Maybe this was a mistake. You belong in the city. Hurt lashed out. And you belong hiding? The words regretted instantly, but the damage lingered. As summer waned, decisions loomed. My boss emailed an ultimatum: return or resign. Jake faced his own. Help with the ranch sale or fight for it alone. Our bond, once a spark, now flickered amid storms. Yet in quiet moments, like watching sunsets from horseback, hope persisted. The valley, once a backdrop, now symbolized our struggle, beautiful, brutal, unyielding. Autumn winds swept through the basin, carrying change like fallen leaves. Jake and I clung to stolen times, our love a secret flame against growing gales. But secrets have a way of unraveling. It started with Mia's slip-up, mentioning our late-night talks to a friend who gossiped at school. Whispers reached the ranch hands, then the neighbors. Tom's temper flared during a family meeting about finances. Heard some talk in town, he growled, eyes on Jake. You got something to tell us? The room froze. Jake's face paled. He denied it vaguely, but the seed was planted. Eleanor's reaction hit hardest. She cornered me in the kitchen, tears in her eyes. I see how you look at him, but this life, it's not for that. Her words, born of love and fear, cut deep. She spoke of community ostracism, lost business, the church's stance. We'd lose everything. I argued gently for acceptance, sharing stories of happy queer couples I'd known. She listened, conflicted, but tradition held firm. Jake, overhearing, stormed out. We found him by the corral, staring at the horizon. They're right. This could ruin us. His voice broke, revealing the internal war, desire versus duty. Societal clashes intensified. At a local fair, booths promoted conservative causes, flyers decrying urban influences. A confrontation arose when a vendor sneered at my Seattle accent, implying I was one of those. Jake defended me fiercely, fists clenched, but later admitted the fear it stirred. I've seen what happens. Friends disowned, businesses boycotted. Yet Mia rallied, organizing a small online support group, showing Jake articles on evolving rural attitudes. Change starts somewhere, she urged. Personal choices weighed heavier. I received a call from my sister in Seattle, worried about my prolonged absence. Come home. This sounds complicated. Her concern mirrored my doubts. Was I forcing Jake into a corner? He, meanwhile, delved into ranch ledgers, discovering hidden debts from Tom's past decisions. Dad's pride blinded him, Jake confided. Confronting Tom led to a blowout. Accusations of ingratitude. Tom shouting, "You're throwing away our legacy for what? Some fling." The word fling stung Jake, who finally admitted, "It's not a fling, Dad. It's real." The fallout was immediate. Tom retreated into silence. Eleanor mediated tearfully. Mia stood by Jake. Neighbors pulled away, canceling orders for Harlan beef. Isolation deepened our bond, but also strained it. One rainy night, Jake proposed a radical idea. Let's leave. Start fresh somewhere accepting. Hope flickered, but reality crashed. Abandoning the ranch meant betraying generations. I countered, "We fight here." Debates turned heated, choices crystallizing. Stay and risk rejection, or flee and lose roots. A pivotal event shook us. A community vigil for a lost hiker, echoing my arrival. There, amid prayers and stories, an elderly couple shared their sons coming out, met with mixed reactions but ultimate support. It inspired Jake to speak privately with Tom. "I love Alex. That doesn't change who I am." Tom's response was gruff. "Give me time." Progress, fragile as it was. As tensions peaked, external controversy brewed. A local newspaper ran an op-ed on the rights bill, sparking protests. Jake attended one, standing silently with a pro-equality sign Mia made. Word spread. Backlash followed. Vandalism at the ranch gate, slurs painted crudely. Fear gripped us. "Is this worth it?" Jake asked, bandaging a cut from cleanup. My heart ached. "You are." Yet doubt persisted. I considered leaving to ease the burden, packing quietly one dawn. Jake caught me, eyes pleading. "Don't go. We face this together." Our embrace held promise, but the valley's shadows loomed larger. Conflicts unresolved, choices hanging in balance. Winter's chill descended early, blanketing the ranch in frost and forcing introspection. Jake and I navigated the fragile truce with his family, conversations tiptoeing around truths. Tom grumbled less, but his silence spoke volumes. Avoidance over acceptance. Eleanor baked more, her way of coping, slipping me Bible verses on love's many forms. Mia became our bridge, sharing progressive podcasts that chipped at old mindsets. Yet the ranch's financial woes mounted. A harsh storm damaged barns, insurance denying claims amid rumors of instability. Societal rifts widened. The rights bill passed narrowly in the legislature, igniting debates. Protests hit Cody, with Jake and me attending incognito. Signs clashed. Equality for all versus protect our values. A scuffle broke out. Jake shielded me from a thrown bottle, his protectiveness fierce. Later, bruised but unbroken, he admitted, "This fight's bigger than us." Inspiration struck, we volunteered anonymously for a local LGBTQ+ hotline. Jake's voice steady as he counseled others in similar binds. It empowered him, but highlighted risks. Anonymity slipped when a caller recognized his accent. Family dynamics shifted dramatically during Thanksgiving. Relatives arrived, unaware of undercurrents. Aunt Louise, outspoken and conservative, probed Jake about settling down. "Time for a wife, kids." His deflection sparked tension. Tom interjected gruffly, "Leave it." After dinner, in the den, Louise cornered me. "You're the reason he's acting strange." Accusations flew, urban corruption, moral erosion. Jake burst in, defending, "Enough. I love him. Deal with it." The room erupted. Relatives left early, Tom slamming doors. Eleanor wept. "You've torn us apart." In the aftermath, Jake questioned everything. Was that right? Pushing them? Guilt consumed him. I reassured, but my own resolve wavered. Seattle called stronger. A safe haven. A job interview via video tempted. Stability, acceptance. Jake noticed my distraction. "You're thinking of leaving." Honesty prevailed. "I don't want to force you." Tears flowed. Choices crystallized in heartache. Controversy peaked with a town scandal. A prominent rancher outed his son publicly, disowning him amid backlash. Parallels hit home. Jake feared the same. He confided in Mia. "What if Dad does that?" She urged resilience. Meanwhile, Sarah reappeared, offering friendship, but subtly undermining. "Jake needs someone who fits here." Jealousy flared, leading to our first major fight. "You still care about her?" I accused. Jake snapped, "No, but you don't get the pressure." Reconciliation came slow, in a horseback ride through snow-dusted trails. Apologies whispered amid nature's hush. High drama unfolded when the bank foreclosed threats escalated. Tom, desperate, considered selling to a developer, urban sprawl encroaching on tradition. Jake opposed vehemently. "This is our home." Debates raged, Tom blaming distractions. In a heated confrontation, Jake revealed all. "My love for Alex doesn't doom us. Your stubbornness does." Tom stormed out, but later returned, defeated. "Maybe I've been wrong." a tentative olive branch, but trust fractured. As crises converged, personal stakes rose. I faced my own dilemma. Stay and fight, or return to safety. Jake proposed compromise, part-time in Seattle, maintaining the ranch. Idealistic but fraught. Emotions climaxed one stormy night. Power out, candles flickering, we laid bare fears. I choose you, Jake vowed. Yet doubt lingered. Was love enough against societal tides? Spring thawed the land, but not all wounds. The ranch teetered on survival, Jake rallying neighbors for a cooperative loan. Tom's reluctant support marked growth. He joined a family therapy session. Mia suggested. Awkward admissions surfacing. I fear losing you, son. Eleanor's embrace followed, whispering, love is love. Progress, hard won. Amid lingering tensions. Relatives distanced, business slow. Our relationship evolved publicly, subtle at first. Hand-holding in town, ignoring stares. Backlash came. A boycott petition circulated, labeling us disruptors. Jake stood firm at a community meeting. This is my home too. Accept me or not. Applause mixed with boos. Divides deepened. Mia's activism inspired a small ally group, hosting discussions on inclusion. Change trickled. A neighbor apologized, sharing his own hidden story. Personal growth defined us. I deferred the job, committing to hybrid work from the ranch. Jake explored online courses, dreaming beyond fences. Yet sacrifices loomed. Lost friendships, strained finances. Sarah faded, wishing well genuinely. One evening, atop our favorite ridge, Jake proposed informally, build a life here with me. Joy mingled with realism. It won't be easy, he nodded. Worth it. Climax resolved in a ranch-saving fundraiser. Community rallying despite controversy. Tom's speech surprised. Family means standing together, no matter what. Cheers erupted. Acceptance dawned. Incomplete but hopeful. We rode home victorious, the valley alive with possibility. Years later, reflecting on that fateful hike, love endured amid scars. But was the pain justified? In the end, one must ask, is it true that societal change begins with personal sacrifice, or does forcing acceptance only breed more division?